I just wanna be great. And what's up with the hate? Niggas straight out the gate. And I'm sending them paper planes. And I'm fucking boom, 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 boom. Coronau podcast, motivational podcast. Today we got a very special guest. You know what I mean? This gentleman is highly recommended. You know what I'm saying? Not anybody can come up here, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be highly skilled. You know what I mean? You got to be highly, you know what I'm saying? Be an MC for real, man. Not anybody can come up here, man. Like I said, this man is very highly recommended. You know what I'm saying? I got a good friend of mine that told me this guy is the GOAT. He's dope. And you know what I mean? I seen some of his music, man. This guy has extremely a lot of talent. You know what I mean? My boy, the homie, Anthony Gray. Boom, 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 boom.
What's the deal, family?
Damn, my boy Anthony Gray. What's the word, my brother? How are you today, man?
Man, I'm blessed to feel despite how I feel.
Absolutely, dog. You know what I'm saying? You were highly recommended by my boy Drew Gaddafi. You know what I mean? In partnership with my boy Drew Gaddafi. And we're gonna do big things this year, you know what I'm saying? But just let's talk about the beginning of your career, where you started. You know what I mean, where you grew up. Obviously, a lot of people are gonna want to know about your upbringing, your beginnings. You know what I'm saying? So talk a little bit about, you know what I mean, your upbringing, where you grew up.
Grew up in Compton, California, man. Some of my best days and my worst days, but it made me who I am today. My dad was very much a pillar in my life, man, who introduced me to the bass, the drums. My whole musicality is because of him.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he was also a drummer. My mom introduced me to the Isleys, Elton John. She wanted to basically expand my horizons, man, and I just got lost in the arts, bro, and it consumed me, and that's what I project to y'all today.
Damn, that's dope, man. I could definitely hear the talent in your music, man, the way you go about it, your lyrics. You know what I mean? You're not no ordinary rapper. You actually put a lot of emphasis and a lot of thought to what you're doing. You know what I mean? So that, as an MC, I appreciate that a lot, man. And you know what I mean? Where did you go to high school at?
I went to Centennial, man.
All right, shout out to Centennial, man. What city is that in?
That's in Compton as well. That's with Kendrick Lamar. He's class of 05. I'm class of 2007. That's actually where rap kind of took off.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Talk about the story about how you found rap. Obviously, you found music a long time ago, but how did you find hip hop? You know what I mean, in your early years, and how did you use that in your high school? Were you popular because of hip hop in high school? How did?
I was popular for something else. But you know, being a Crip at all blood school at that time was a bit taboo. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't scared. I'll take it back. My fear just worked different. I instead of running away from it, I ran towards it.
You Absolutely. Something 50 Cent said.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I was hella impulsive, image crisis, got lost in a whole lot, man, and felt like I didn't have a voice. And when I finally got it back, you couldn't shut me up. But I would say it'd have been Biggie Ready to Die, Wu-Tang Forever.
Wow. And
it was Common, Water for Chocolate, that kind of like really mold and shape what I wanted to do going forward. That was some like amazing lyrics
Absolutely.
that I heard at that time, man. Big is a big influence in my life. I love Pac. I love the poetic aspect of him, man, as well as the activist stuff that also influenced me to go towards my music a different way, man. But when it just came to straight bars, of course it was Meth at the time, man. Big L, they influenced me. So when I got to school, the kids were just immersed in the culture. Yeah. And I'm the beat guy. I started from just beating on the table and stuff like that, and then I started freestyling in the midst of it, and they was tripping that I can still beat and freestyle at the same time. Wow. So I was like, oh, so the drummer dude that's drumming, he can rap too, and that kind of like just sent it on from there, man, and been rapping ever since, bro.
It propelled you from there.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Were you in a crew, a little a rap crew, or were you doing this on your own, or did you get inspiration from other people that time?
I really got inspiration from the homies. They was like, man, because like I said, they knew I can beat on the tables and stuff like that. But when they heard me rap, my boy Kriston, shout out to him, man. D'Angelo Bryant, my cousin, he from Harlem. He was just like, man, they was just encouraging me, man, get off, bro, just rap. And from there, I kept it going.
Damn, that's really dope, man. Sometimes we get inspiration from our surroundings, you know what I mean, or people that we grow up with, you know what I mean. That's always important. I feel like inspiration from different people, especially when you're growing up, especially when you do this type of music, is something that you know what I mean, you take it to heart, man, and it makes you grow, you know what I'm saying. So besides that, in high school, man, you know, sometimes as young kids we get a lot of advice from older heads, right? Yeah. What's the best advice that you gotten from an older head or even from a homie that, you know, you were like, okay, man, I could take that even within life and also in my music career?
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot because I ain't consumed so much. I will say this. My pops always taught me to fast from wrong thinking because I tend to always sit in the wrong to the point it's hard to see the right. And you kind of like I said, what you consume, you project, bro. And my conditions at the time was whooping my ass. It just was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I would overthink, and overthinking kills planning. So
how did you get over the overthinking, and how did you clear your mind as you got older? Because, you know, we all go through, you know what I'm saying, this spiritual awakening throughout our lives, man. So how did that come about when you actually be like, okay, you know, how you know, I mean, when you want to grow as a person?
I'm gonna be transparent, bro. Like my son was my solo return to God, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing him breathe for the first time, I knew I couldn't be less to somebody that was gonna see me as everything, bro.
That's dope.
And
man.
I was really like, you know, my understanding of things, because I was hell bent on being understood to the point I missed out on trying to understand. But yeah, because I was misunderstood in a lot of ways. But when that baby got here and I saw him taking his breath, and I said, man, I gotta do something different. It silenced my thoughts, it silenced my fears, because I knew, you know, at that moment I had to be for him. You know what I'm saying? And we constantly licking our own wounds. We miss out on the kids, our kids' potential wounds that can happen because we still stuck in our adolescence of what happened to us, bro. And I don't want to project that on my baby, bro. I want to be a pillar like my dad was to me. But I realized he had to adult in his relationships. He had to go through these things to get through these things. And instead of it being like a pity resume, it turned into a testimony that gave him power, and he empowered me.
Absolutely. How important was to have your dad in your life as a young kid growing up?
I'm looking at it now. I didn't recognize the importance till my dad died and I became one, bro. Because it's these lessons. Like I gotta literally be the lessons that he did teach and didn't teach.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking at how fortunate I am versus all the homies I was around that didn't have no dad that was out here doing ridiculous. And now I'm at this point, like I see now, like, nigga, you need your daddy. I see how important it is now, because I've been having to be in a certain capacity with some of the homies, or a certain capacity with some of my younger siblings, like, you know, just to install that in them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the importance. Like when you recognize the essence of your why you living, when you able to bless somebody, that keep them living when you gone, bro.
Absolutely.
And that's what helped me.
Man, that's deep, man. That's very deep, man. You know what I mean? It's important, man. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, you know, misjudge the dad being in the kid's life, man. Yeah. And I feel like, you know what I mean, a dad in the kid's life is extremely important, because the mom is always going to let, you know, women are a little softer, you know, in their talking, their approach. But a man will be firm.
He'll be firm.
And fair.
Yeah, and he also understands the balance of diplomacy and sternness. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just always around my mom type stuff, not saying I'm gonna be a bitch, but there's some things, it's like there's some characteristics I'm gonna take on that I'm not gonna survive if I'm gonna be a provider or hold up the standard of a man if I'm always around you, because I got your way of thinking, I got your perspective, and I'm masculine. But you know, most men, like, they be calling us to protect, but we wasn't properly protected, right?
Absolutely.
I'm like, baby, so what else are you tasked with? You know what I'm saying? Besides, you know, it's cool, I can get some vagina. It's cool, I can get a home-cooked meal. But can you be a safe space? Something I need constantly, because I'll come out here, I'm in this world, I'm being told I'm not important. Yeah. And when I die, you're going to reverence me. You're going to figure out how important I was. But in the midst of it, you're going to give me chaos while I walk outside and get chaos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling death, I'm thinking death, I'm around death. You killing me with your speech. Because 9 times out of 10, what keep us going back and forth is that we value the opinion of each other, bro.
Absolutely.
We really do, right? So at one point when somebody was speaking life into me and turn around and speak that death and then keep me at death, you don't redeem me, no nothing. I'm just that. Then I'll forever be that in your eyes. And I'ma also feel that, especially if we ain't got cracking, you know, we become one when we have sex, bro.
Yeah.
So you a part of me. So that death is a part of me now. And now what you feel me, what you feel from me, I'm feeling you, you know, all this type of stuff. So now if we both can't understand each other and we both got each other fucked up, ain't no common ground being met. So
Absolutely.
Our babies are in that atmosphere now. Now they don't know how to reconcile. You know what I'm saying? So it's scary.
Absolutely.
But it's important that a man really like be in that space so he can keep the balance too. But he also got to protect himself from this woman.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because
it's just a lot of stuff you just not going to understand. It's a lot of understand. I can be everything. I've been a lot of things except a woman.
Absolutely, dog. You know
what
I mean?
I'm saying? But, you know, just I feel like you should gain understanding in every situation, bro.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
To your own.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I feel like, you know what I mean, a lot of women definitely need to take this advice, man. And, you know, if you're going through something with your baby daddy, whatever the case may be, you know what I mean, it's always very important to have the dad in the kid's family. You know what I mean? Very important, man. So now let's take it back to, you know what I mean, to when you actually wrote your first song, when you actually put that pen into pad, right? And you were like, okay, well, maybe I could write song, I could write music. When was that beginning like? When is the first song you actually wrote and recorded? What was the name of it?
Okay. Well, I started writing when I was in the 4th grade.
Nice.
And so I misspelled so much, they crushed my spirit.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? I misspelled so much, but I picked it back up and got on wax when I was 15.
Wow, okay.
And it was called Go On. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. It really it gave me a chance to really like harness what I put down, man.
What inspired you to make that particular song? Or, you know what I mean, what did you go through to that time that, you know, like, oh man, I could actually make this song. I made the name of it. What inspired you to make that?
Well, at the time, my dad was deteriorating in front of me, man. He had diabetes. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. And, you know, things where he was constantly going into the hospital, and I was experiencing trying to balance out going to school, and doing a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been doing at the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of times you kind of just give into your conditions. It's not who you are. It's like you start clashing with your moral compass when, you know, when stuff is just happening.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when my dad started battling sickness, man, it made me sick too. And my pastor had this saying, go on, go on, go on. And that was just something that just stuck with me. Mm-hmm. So despite what I'm going through, I'm getting through, because it's a blessing to go through instead of being confined to. Yeah, and that's just something, and that's something I ended up getting as I got older. Like, now I understood what that saying meant. Just go on, go keep living. In other words, keep living. Don't exist. You got too much to live for to just be sitting there and letting life just happen to you. Go happen to life, bro. Like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stayed with me. So I wrote that and recorded it 2005, man.
Damn, man. Okay. So as far as your early work, man, and as far as the stuff that you did in the beginning, is that out?
Nah, I did one, like that was I was 15. I put that one song on and it stayed on that CD. I didn't get on to the streaming platforms until like 2014.
Okay, perfect. And through that process from the beginning to actually get in on the streaming process, what was that actual, you know what I'm saying? Because for myself to even get in the streaming process at that particular time was unheard of. Yeah. That's all I wanted at that particular time.
I was on that Piff. I did a lot of stuff on that Piff at the time, man. I made a project called True Traffic and True Traffic 2, and then the Elevation Experience.
So for people that want to listen to your music and follow you on all platforms, can you please let them know where to find your music and your IG as well?
You can find me on Anthony. You can find me on Spotify, because I was selective. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, under Anthony Gray.
Anthony Gray.
You gonna see me, just Anthony Gray. It's literally Anthony Gray for everything. You gonna see a brother in a Rams poncho. You can't miss it,
man. And this guy's music, man, is super dope, man. I got to listen to a couple of his music, couple of his songs, man. And what inspired you to make those videos? Because I seen you have some videos on your IG. What inspired? Was it your vision as far as what you wanted to do on those videos, or was it somebody else's vision and you kind of like, okay, how was that like creating those videos?
Are you talking about like the music ones or the ones when I'm speaking?
No, the music ones.
The music vision, my vision, and then getting with other minds that enhance the vision. Because sometimes we get so prideful, like I don't want to share this with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, somebody's literally taking the time out to bring their camera out, stand still, and look at this and give you direction. Now I have vision, I ain't had direction. Now a lot of brothers have definitely helped me with my direction, bro.
That's important, bro.
Shout out to Mark W, who's been instrumental in my life, not just like as a cameraman, but just giving me wisdom, man, speaking it to me like, man, it's about presentation, and he stayed on me. Even my boy Mike, but you got brothers that have sow the seed, you got another brother that'll water you, and Mark W did that for me.
Man, that's super dope, man. I seen the pride and you know what I mean, and the thought behind a lot of those videos that you had, even your lyrics, man, even the way you went about your stuff, man. And you know, I know you said that you had a lot of influence by Common and a lot of those guys, man. So if I had to tell you what is your top 5 dead or alive, what would that be? Dead or alive, fam. Dead or alive. Top 5, not in any order as well, because that will definitely tell people, you know what I mean, where your ear is at. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, Common. I'm starting with Common.
Most definitely.
Big L. Nas.
Damn. Okay. Damn.
Big. And I'm probably going Black Thought, bro.
Damn, okay, man. You talking about some crazy ass lyricists. You could definitely hear that in his lyrics, man. This guy's no joke. He ain't that type of fucking rapper that's just rapping that, you know what I mean, that candy shit. This guy's actually putting some fucking pen in the pad and he's writing it down, and you know what I mean, you can feel what he's saying, man. So I highly recommend that you listen to this man's music, man. Another thing for you, Anthony Gray, you know what I'm saying, now that you know what I mean, obviously we talked about your beginning, you know what I mean, what inspired you to make music, you know what I'm saying, but now what was your hardest song to make and what was your easiest song to make? You know what I mean? Hardest is where it took a couple days, and easy is where you just, you know what, you got it, heard the beat and you just wrote that real quick.
No particular order?
No particular order.
So I'm going to start with the hardest one.
Most definitely.
Parenting has been hard without my dad. It's been hard. It's been hard to embrace artistry, embrace music, because I feel like when he died, music died.
Oh, so your dad passed?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry to hear that, fam.
2012. And he was like, you know, a driving force behind a lot of stuff. I kept going because of him. So when he left, I stopped. So when I became a father, it was hard to rap. I didn't know where my identity was at that moment. And when I had my son, I started to experiment on writing on my experiences as being a father.
Wow.
I literally have 2 songs. And for so long, I couldn't talk about my dad. I couldn't talk about parenting because both of them things were traumatizing.
Yeah.
Parenting is hella traumatizing, man. And I just realized, like I said, I literally have to be who my father was to me, if not more. And to try to convey that through rhyme, bro, it was just hard.
Absolutely.
So I got a song called Closer and Closer Part 2. I mean, Closer Part 2 and Closer Part 3, where I'm speaking. In the first one, I spoke to my father right after he died. And then the second one, I'm speaking as a father. And then I'm showing you how, and in the third one, I'm showing you that I'm now imparting wisdom in my son the way my dad did to me.
That's dope, man.
You know what I'm saying? So that was literally...
That's dope, man.
That was a hard one.
That's super dope, man. You know what I mean? What was the easiest one to be like, to write? You'll be like, damn, I feel the beat. This is it. This is it right here.
There's a song called Take a Trip, Part 2. I was just in the zone. I was vibing, man. Just having out-of-body experiences and making people feel alive, man.
That's hard.
That's what that was about. And that's another one called Solidified Clay. Solidified Clay, you know what I'm saying? Because despite the stuff that try to break you down, you know what you built from. So ain't no breaking down. You break through.
That's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Talking about just the songs in general, man. Now we're going to move on to the projects, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Let's move on to the projects and let's talk about a little bit about your projects, man. You know what I mean? How many projects you do got out there so people could actually listen to you? How many projects you got out there?
Let me see. I got the Elevation Experience, because the very first one is on that Piff. And like I told you, when I came to the streaming platforms, that was the first one I had. So that's the Elevation Experience Part 3. And then I got Mental Box 1 and 2. And then I got a joint project called Legendary Sound with some of my brothers.
What was your favorite one to create out of all the EPs or albums that you have? Your favorite one, you'll be like, damn, this was my favorite with my favorite songs, my favorite project. What was your favorite one?
It would have to be the one I just released last year, Mental Box 2.
Okay. Talk a little bit about that project.
Basically, all my projects coincide with each other. It's just telling a long story.
That's dope.
Right. So
dope.
This when you get a chance to see me as the adult and the father. I never really been good on conveying certain stories. Sometimes my songs will be random, they be out of place. So when I got a chance to really like just put the story together, because I'm like, the thing is, it's hard to tell a story when you're still in it. You know what I'm saying? And when your frontal lobe is just inflamed with stuff, it's hard to like really have conscious thought, bro, because you stressed out, you all type of stuff. This was the album where I was actually focused and was able to paint a clear picture of where I was. You know what I'm saying? And that it was my adult album. So
wow,
it felt good to make an adult album. It was fun, man, and yeah, it was intentional. It was simply talking because this album specifically for the brothers, bro, because we need it for some strange reason. They don't think we need to be handled with care. If we gonna be caring for our children, the environment need to be that way too.
Absolutely, dog. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like we get beat up, man.
All the time.
Oh, cause you a man. Yeah, sis. That's something you ain't never been. You can act like one, but you ain't this. You ain't this. That's why I can never be you. I can act like one, you know what I'm saying? But I will never be you. So when I got a chance to really like, because I started talking to myself and I started listening. Sometimes I talk to myself and feel like I'm going crazy. But when I started listening, I was able to push that project out, man, and like just talk to the brothers and let them know, man, I hear you. And I'm here for you. And to still protect that kid inside of you, but don't still be the kid because it's time to adult.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that project was about.
Man, that's dope, man. That you see, I feel like there's a lot of thought behind a lot of your music, man. It's a lot of thought to what you do in general. Yeah. And I feel like that's important. You know what I'm saying? When you put your 2 cents into it, not only your 2 cents, but just your soul and what you have going, you know what I'm saying? So with that said, man, you know what? We're going to actually let people know, you know what I mean, your real talent. We're going to put a couple beats on, okay, and we're going to let my man rip the mic real quick, you know what I'm saying? You know, so you have to understand that anybody can come up here, man. Anthony Gray was highly recommended, you know what I mean, by my boy Drew Gaddafi. You know what I mean? This is brought to you by West Coast Bar Service and Gaddafi Entertainment. And to be honest, you know, this is something that we do on this podcast, and we're gonna bring the beat on and we're gonna kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Gray, you ready?
Let's get it.
Let's get it, baby.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mic check 1 2. Yeah. Check it. Look. Hey, yo, Drew, man, we living on ball time. I'm trying to get it right before my sword soaring through the sky. Huh? I dodged death at least about 100 million times. Ooh. I was seeing angels way before they came to Anaheim. Ooh. Got one shot, trying to get it right like real quick. The only pen I'm trying to see is the one that I write with. Ooh. We all got things that we go through. Overcome that thing. Don't let that thing overcome you. Woo! Thinking you will fail you for as long as you live. What a man so thinketh what he is. Ooh! And thinking that you lost is homie while you losing. So think victorious and homie you begin to win. You dig? Look, I've been stressed out. The pressure just been building up. That's on my dog. You get the pound if I go corrupt. Anthony Gray up in the motherfucking house, man. Yeah. Let's get it. What else you got for me? Yeah. I got you, man. I got you. You know what I mean? Hey, my man recommended some Alchemist shit, man. All Alchemist type beats up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Gray up in this bitch, man. Yeah. Killing this shit from Compton. You heard? California. Let's get it. That thing feel good. Huh? That thing feel good. Anthony Gray, show him what the fuck it is, man. Cali, you know what I'm saying? From New York to Cali, you know how we do. Yeah, look. In case you didn't notice, it's the anthem. The hell you sitting down for, people? Get your hands up. Year after year, I would say it's my year. I would've moved something, but I'm entertaining my fear. So I just look up in the fridge like Clinton, there ain't nothing there. So I look again, thinking that some fool about to reappear. I'm staying humble. Look, you know I'm about to murder y'all. Listen, this the part when you start the root for the underdog. I know I got power. I think I better use it, cause Satan stay bossing on whoever the Massachusetts. Look, one shot, so you know a nigga going in. You know a nigga going in. Let's go. Anthony Gray, man. Killing the shit, man.
You know what I mean? About to switch it up real quick, man. We about to switch it up. You know what I mean? Anthony Gray up in the motherfucking house killing shit, man. You know what I mean? This feels like Sway in the morning, but a little bit more upgraded. You know what I'm saying? My man come from Compton, killing shit. Let's go. Cali in the house, man. Anthony Gray. Blessing the mic. You know what it is.
Yeah. Gotta hear it. Yeah, voice sound a little better now. I ain't got that water in me.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Coronau podcast.
I'm from the city where they clap, and if you don't dodge that, bullet hit your dome and knock your brain out your snapback. No Gorilla Black, ain't no Game, ain't no Jay, no Kendrick Lamar. Look, all I got is God and these conscious bars. I got obstacles, Lord. Well, I feel I make it. I use my story for the nori. Change the nation like fate.
Woo! Let's go. Let's get it. Come on.
Alrighty. Clap. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm messing up right now.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I'm from the city where they clap, and if you don't dodge that, bullet hit your dome and knock your brain out your snapback. Ooh. No Gorilla Black, ain't no Game, ain't no Dre, no Kendrick Lamar. Look, all I got is God and these conscious bars. I got obstacles, Lord. Well, I feel I make it. I use your story for the glory, change the nation. I hate the trials that I'm facing. I'm feeling rather complacent. My nigga Ralston and Boston got murked in that gas station. These rappers Rafford or Compton, I really just need to stop it. They pushing that genocide from a big old house in the mountain. Got a Compton movement, a Bompton movement. They got all of these movements, but what is your movement doing? Division of black man is what this madness is proving. I bring a peace to the shooting. Peace is all what we choosing. Let's get it.
Coronau podcast, motivational podcast, man. You heard it first here, man. My boy Anthony Gray, blessing the mic, killing the mic. Not anybody can come up here, man. You gotta have that bar work. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, my man Anthony Gray, man. Anthony Gray, let them know where they can find you, man, on social media one more time.
Anthony the Sang One Gray, SANGUNIE. Gray, GRAY.
Man, hey man, you just blew me away right now, man.
Man, I appreciate you.
You blew me away. You got a dope way of rapping, man. Not anybody has that where you just, say certain words, say certain shit, and you catch a motherfucker saying like, damn, what'd he just say? Can you roll that shit back again?
Trying to get my win back, bro.
Man, Anthony Gray, man, it's really, really good to have you, man. You know what I mean? I'm excited when he told me about bringing you on, man. I was like, okay, let me listen to this dude. And when I listened to your music, you were not no dude to play with, man. Yeah. So going into your later years as an MC, right? You know what I mean? What could you say about doing your first shows, man? How can you elaborate when you felt like, man, I'm doing my first show? Did I memorize my words? Am I having the music on the background? How was that first experience for you, man?
I'm gonna be completely honest, man. My dad advocated for me to come to his church, and the one thing he said was like, hey, you can do whatever you want, just don't cuss, son. Don't cuss. And the pressure, he kind of challenged me because I was always cussing in my music.
Yeah.
He said, man, I'm gonna throw this out there. Like, can you get your point across without cussing?
Wow.
And he put me in front of this church, man, and I blocked everything out, man, and act like it was just me in that room, even though it was a lot of people in there. It was just me and God, bro. The one who gave me the gift, and I lived in that.
You know what I mean? Now, let me ask you this question, man, because we're getting a little closer to the end, but what I want to do and what I want to touch base on is for people that actually are going to hear this and look at this, interview, you know what I'm saying? People are young people are going to look up to you, right? What words do you have for those people that, you know what I mean, that you want to inspire, that you want to leave something, you know what I'm saying? Because this is documented. Yeah. What do you want to leave with the person that wants to get inspired? What kind of words do you have for those people?
Don't exist. Really live. I mean, really live. And
wow.
And let those things.
Powerful.
I'm just being real.
That's powerful.
Let those things that kept you bound, let it die so you can really live in the space God is currently cultivating for you, or the universe, whatever that you call it. Get that good stuff. Let that bad stuff die, fam. And if you're going to do your craft, be a good businessman or a good businesswoman that also is a musician. But know your business. Know what you're going into completely so nobody can mess you over. Because it's important that you know your stuff.
Man, You know how important that is, man? You know what he just said right now? To know your business. A lot of people just do this rap shit without doing the, the BMI, without doing
the copyright stuff.
How important is okay? Let's talk a little bit about that before, because we're almost at the end. But let's talk about a little bit about the business side of music, which you're already in.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you talk about that? How did you register? How did you go about all that stuff? How did you do that?
Well, I was performing at this place called at the time it was the Peace Walk. But it was put on by Ceasefires, a gang intervention thing that they got going on, and they had us performing. And a brother approached me like, "Man, you got your BMI?" I was like, "What's that?" This is 2015. I was
wow.
Like, well, actually, it was 2013. I was like, what is that? He said, "Man, get that and then holler at me, because when you get that, you can get on the radio. You ain't got to. Everybody keep going for the big video, man. You can go on the internet. They pay just as much."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he was also put your name on your homework too. I was like, if I got the BMI, why else? It's called the copyright.gov. Go there. That solidifies what it is. Put your name on your homework. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. It was a whole lot of stuff. Song trust is important. your pros are important. You know what I'm saying? But once I started studying that, it made me sit down for a minute and didn't touch nothing else till I got that right.
Okay, so explain to them a little bit about what the intellectual property is. Obviously, people get paid off the intellectual property and stuff like that. Talk a little bit about why is it important to do that, the BMI, to do all that, song trust, the song, all that stuff. Why is it important?
The thing is to get your money. Get your money from
a lot of people leaving money right on the table, huh?
Never. No, but you need to get your money, man. And sync license is important. You gotta have these things. It was something that I was gonna say and I ended up losing my thought, man. But that DistroKid or certain distribution places, they give you the RC code. That help you once again identify where your music is at. Get your own code, because all these distros, they'll give you their own thing. You know what I'm saying? But they still may not give you your 50% or is that the mechanical royalty that you might be missing, man. So get your own stuff, fam. Get your own code. It's like $91. You know what I mean? The UPC code, go get that. These are all barcodes for your music, man, because you constantly putting this stuff out there and other people are benefiting off you, and you ain't even seeing that bread. They got the black box royalties get over 600 million. Somebody else getting put through college with your stuff. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't doing your work. You know what I'm saying? I might get in trouble for saying it, but they know all these little distros is under these labels. You know what I'm saying? So we just giving our music away, man. So it's important to have that,
man. That's super, super important what you just said, man. For people that, don't have a BMI, that don't have a song trust, that don't have none of these, get your music on this stuff, because you're leaving a lot of money on the table, man. A lot of money on the table, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to end this, by letting Anthony Gray, I wanted to let him know, thank you so much for coming through. Blessing the mic, blessing, his his knowledge, what he knows, his inspiration, what he's lived all his years of his life, and he's leaving that here, and he's giving people inspiration to keep going and to do this music shit, man, because a lot of people want to give up, but let me tell you something, you don't need to give up. You got this shit. Keep going. We believe in you. This is what this podcast is about. It's about to inspire the next artist. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Gray, what is your last words? What do you want to say as your last words for this podcast?
I'm gonna piggyback off you, man. Like, don't give up.
Absolutely.
Don't give up. You ain't gave enough up. Now get it back. Everything you ain't gave up, get it back in full. You hear me?
Coronau podcast, motivational podcast, man. I want to thank my boy Drew Gaddafi. My new partner on this podcast. I want to thank, Coronau podcast, Coronau clothing. I want to thank my boy right here, Anthony Gray, for coming through and blessing the mic. I want to thank West Coast Bar Service for actually having the segment where we actually have the MCs freestyle and killing this shit. Coronau podcast, motivational podcast. Anthony Gray, let's get it.
Pleasure, my brother.
You gave a lot of gems, dog. You gave a lot of gems.